Since I announced my trip to Iceland, I started some conversations among friends. And most of the time, there is a recurrent question that I would like to address. And the question is, how do I train, or if I train at all? Quick question and very quick answer. No, I don't. But let me a bit elaborate on it. It's not that I think that I'm ready for what is coming. You have to imagine that what I'm going to do is almost one marathon each day for 90 days or 80 something days, which means that my body will be under a lot of pressure. But I don't really believe that training in terms of like physical preparation will help me as much as you might think. So usually when it comes to getting ready for a long trip, what I did in the past, I'm still doing, is to very easily walk normally and maybe in some more exercises than normal in terms of, workout routines. But I'm not really specifically training for the walk. What I'm doing is to have a routine that is very strong for my body, but is almostly more strong for my mind. And this is the routine. It's very simple. I just do push-ups. Every day, each day, I do push-ups and I add one number to the next day. So I start with 10, then 11, 12, 13, and I keep on going. So each day I will have the ability to do one more. And last time, for the Norwegian trip, I arrived to 50 and then I stopped. So I keep it to arrive to 50, and then for some days, for each day, I will keep on doing 50. Why do I believe that this is a good training? Well, because apart from getting a bit stronger on the upper body, which I need to carry the trolley because it's attached to my upper body, the reality is that it is very important for my mindset, my brain, to adapt to what is coming. So in terms of efficiency, what I will go through will be that I will walk as much as I can every day. I will not push it to the limit. There is no marathon. I'm not winning any award if I do more kilometers than I can. But the reality of fact is that in my experience, the more you train walking on the field, so directly in the location, the more you will do the next day. So what happened, for example, in Norway, I started around 24 kilometers, and after a couple of weeks I was at 50, and then I did a couple of days of 50 kilometers, and then I say, okay, stop. Why I stopped? Well, because it's a long marathon in terms of you need to preserve your body in order to achieve what you want to do. It's not that you have to do more and more and more. So when you feel confident that in the 12 hours, I would say, of walking, you can do 50 kilometers or 40 kilometers, then it's enough. Then will be anyway enough to get on the other side, because, for example, I calculated that I have to do 30 something. So it means if one day I do a bit more, one day I can decide to be a bit less or a bit more lazy, or decided to visit a place or having a conversation with someone that will be theoretically slow me down, but the reality is not that. On average, when I will be alone, and there were some parts where I will be completely alone, and maybe I'm lucky and the land is flat, I can easily do 50 kilometers, but not at the beginning. The reality is when I start walking, my pace have to adapt to the terrain, the shoes, the weather, the wind, which obviously they all play a big role in the achievement, and they play a big role on how my body start to adapt to all the situation. So in general, this is what happened to my body. I don't really train for walking. Doesn't make any sense to stress my body more than enough. Obviously, I keep on doing some exercises, very quick workouts during the day, each day maybe, and I walk a lot anyway for work. I walk a lot for my normal life. I bike. around Berlin. So it's not that I'm on the sofa and then all of a sudden I will go to do a marathon each day. But it's a progressive work. It is more to train my mind than to train my body. It's more to keep the constant there that we can achieve a bit more each day, no stress, no awards and no achievements. They are not just for us. And for this, to be honest, I'm quite confident this will work as well. I will not deny that some days I'm a bit stressed or at least concerned or scared, I would say, because if I wouldn't, there would be like completely madness. You need to be aware of what is coming in front of you, what the challenge will be, how to handle it will be on the field. But you need to train your mind, and this is really important. Your body will follow if your mind is focused. Most of the trip will not be on adrenaline. Maybe the beginning will be on adrenaline. Obviously, the first 2 or 3 days will be like very strong, emphatic on pushing and making the best. But the reality is that most of the trip is about creating ritualities. Rituals, they follow and follow and follow every day the same thing and every day more precise. From waking up, do the coffee, putting the tent in the bag and start walking. And then starting all the routines, so recording myself, recording my biological data, recording time lapses along the way. I have a lot of sequences that I have to start in the morning, and I was talking yesterday with a friend. This is the most important part. I need to create a routine for which these things become automatic. Why this is important? Because everything that becomes automatic is shortened in time and is also shortened in your mind as a very important thing. When all these automations will be in place, then I will be free to walk without thinking too much about, oh, did I remember this? Did I remember that? My body will just create a sequence, and this sequence will be embedded in the trip. The joke that yesterday we were doing with this friend was that at the end of the trip, most likely it will be very hard to leave these routines. But this is a story for another podcast. See you.